Good Wednesday, everybody. It's second day of No Shave November, and I'm just a little scruffy. I guess you'll notice how that goes as the month goes along. Notice that I asked the guys if they had their own doctor yesterday, and make sure that you do. It's important to have your own doctor, not just the emergency room or a minor emergency clinic somewhere. They can tell you things and keep you up to date, and if they know you well. So be sure to have your own doctor. Also, it's day 3 of the Loveland letters. My grandparents. My granddad was born in 1896 and my grandmother was born in 1900. They passed on many years ago now, and it has been really fun for me to go back through and learn even more about my family history during this time. Well, let's get started with the day. Good afternoon, everybody. Dorothy and Ray have moved closer together now, and they're even getting closer together now. So, what is it, huh? She's just visiting. Anyhow, there's somebody trying to walk across the street over there to go visit somebody. Anyhow, but they're still not living in the same town, but they are trying to visit each other more often and write more often. So that's where we're at. Ray, his given name is Robert, but everybody calls him Ray because his dad's name was Robert. So to limit the confusion, everybody called him Ray. So he's in New Meadows, Idaho, and he writes this letter on June 12th. Oops. He writes this letter on June 1st, 1924. Dear Dorothy, reached here in 2 hours and 50 minutes. Made 3 short stops. 2 of them were to give passenger the right of way. Won't dispute road rights with a train. But then I beat it up here. This place sure does look like a bachelor's den. Groceries are scattered from the front room to the pantry, and haven't found potatoes yet. Ha ha. Tom has a nice place here if it was put up and in shape. But his buildings are scattered out awfully bad, and some of his machinery is as hard to find as the potatoes. I had to work today. The last man had left oats laying on top of the ground, and I almost had to cover them today. Batching wasn't as bad at Dexter, where I worked only 8 hours, but I don't like it here. Farming, choring, and cooking don't go well together. I think my work here will be done just as soon as I finish seeding the oats and fixing up some of the fence, and I won't care. I wouldn't mind the work if everything wasn't so unhandy. Please excuse the grammatical errors. What did they do with Bert G? They are cleaning up the bootleggers up here now, and it's a good thing. New Meadows looks like a nice town at a distance, but when a person gets to it, it is worse than Midvale. Would you please ask Lester what place Long Beck is up here? He told me, but I forgot. The ground is awfully dry, but the pasture is good yet. Did you go fishing today? I believe fishing season opened today. I wish I was down there this eve. I'm going over to town tomorrow for some groceries, so we'll mail this then. Don't know how often I will get my mail, but write you when I can. It is unhandy for me to go to town and work. I hope to hear from you soon. Lovingly, Ray. The tone of his letter is even starting to change. On June 12, 1924, he writes to her. He did get a letter from her, but I don't have that letter. It wasn't saved. Dear Dorothy, was very glad to receive your letter today. I was lucky to get it today. I don't know whether I can be there Sunday or not. I sure would like to. Mr. Carr left today for Midvale, and if he doesn't come back Saturday Eve, I cannot come, for there would be no one here, and someone has to be here all the time. He thinks he would move up next week. Mr. Carr's camp tender has spent most of this week with me, and I tried to talk him into the notion of staying over Sunday on the place, but he flatly refused. I will come if possible, but I'm afraid it is doubtful. Is there anything urgent you wanted to see me about? I thought from the tone of your letter that there might be. If so, write whatever you wish. If I cannot get down, I am always glad to answer anything I can. I know staying away 2 weeks straight isn't treating you right, but I cannot help it. Would have been there if I could have. I don't think I will work up here very long. Am getting about all I want running stock over the country, and the boys with the sheep tell me I'll leave within 48 hours after he brings his family up. I have always liked Mr. Carr and hope things don't get too disagreeable. Always before he has put up hay off this place, but this year he thinks he will pasture it down. He sent a man today after his cattle, and no water in the pasture. That will mean horses, cattle, and sheep to water, and the saddle horse cripple. The latest thing he brought me was an orphan lambs. The fence is half down, and the other half falling down. So, do you think it is no wonder that I'm about ready to quit? Have there been any more parties? My car has been quite an attraction to the boys here. It sure is running dandy. I'm very sleepy, so we'll close now. Remember to write me anything you wish. Will do my best to get this mailed this week so you will get it. We'll be down the first chance I get. I hope it's very soon. Write often, even if I cannot get the letters mailed. We will do the best I can. Lovingly, Ray. A few days later, on June 15th, Dorothy replies in a card. Hope you had no trouble on the road today. I'm feeling well today as yesterday, but I got a letter from the doctor this morning advising me to come down for a short time, and have thought over what he wrote and decided that it's best that I be leaving now at 12:30. Will write later. In haste, DEA, meaning Dorothy E. Ader. Anyhow, and she was a little cryptic there, that the doctor wrote her, and she decided to go on down and see him. So I guess we'll have to wait and see what it is that was going on with that, if we find out. But and why on earth did she say that that she hoped he had no trouble on the road today? That we'll have to just wait and see. But as you can tell, they are getting to be more and more fond of each other. Well, I hope you enjoyed the letters today, and I hope you had a great day. Be sure to take care of each other and be kind to one another. I love you, and we'll see you tomorrow. I wanted to be sure and get outside some today because it's supposed to start raining tonight and turn cold and be that way for several days here. So that's a big change. We're also supposed to do things differently this weekend, so I don't know if they'll appreciate the blog either or not. We'll find out, I guess, and see how much I can take you along with me.
Yes. Do you want to say something? Keep following me around.